Welcome to the English Language Classroom Online for Beşiktaş Atatürk Anadolu High School. Today is the September the 1st, the first week of the Makeup EBA platform teaching, remote teaching courses. My name is Erman, by the way. I have been teaching English nearly 3 years in this school. And I've been teaching English also for about 10 years in Turkey. And I will give you some brief information about this video and why it is asynchronous. Let me start with it. It's not live because there was a problem. There were some errors, some technical problems on EBA on my session. That's why I want to record this video first, and then it will there will be a nearly 30 minutes long session which will be for 11th grades, and from the book Pioneer it will be a quick revision of module 7. Right. In this lesson and these series, we will study some important points on your books during this period until the 18th of September, actually. Here are some rules of online teaching. It's not only applicable to my course up here, but also to the others. Should be, at least. You must log in on time, be punctual. This is asynchronous, okay? Apologies, by the way, for not attending due to some technical errors. The second rule is you must have a notebook and a pencil to take some notes under your hand before you start the courses. It's essential. Another rule, another point is we have to use the type box if it is online and live to make the best of your learning progress. Also, you can use the buttons, emojis, or for example, raise your hand. There are some buttons if you are already familiar with EBA, or remote teaching platform. To make it more interactive, of course, I need your participation. Most importantly, you must do the practices or tests after each lesson. I generally have two optional ones. You can choose in between. And lastly, don't forget to ask your teachers anything you don't understand at the time of the lesson or after the lesson. You will not have scores or marks based on your virtual classroom performance. Okay, feel free in the first 3 weeks, of course. I don't know what will happen after that period. Whether we will be on, face to face or just like here. But we will consider your attendance. So make sure you have your actively full performance to improve your levels. So let's have a look at quickly what I have prepared actually for you. This is the online teaching material that I have prepared. You can follow through your books, and also I recommend you check your workbook after watching my session. In this one, we will start with the main topic is information age, but I didn't include the reading parts of the book up here because reading it gets boring. I cannot directly check whether you read or not. You can do it extensively. Outside your virtual classroom here. And we will have a look at passive voice, which is the grammar part, personal passive, impersonal passives, verbs related to the internet, idioms with touch. This is today's main topic. and you can further have a look at your book, some vocabulary parts. So I included the most essential parts. Let's see. Let's start with what I actually wanted to say. So I don't know whether you agree or disagree with me. Passive voice is everywhere, as the Toy Story character says. No trespassing, violators will be shot and survivors will be shot again. So this is a cruel, really violent one actually. The first time I saw it, I thought that. This is, I mean, the one on the right, you are being watched, is too common for you, I think. Bikes will be removed. Smokers are asked to refrain from smoking within a reasonable distance from the building entrance. And this is my favorite. Visitors who throw litter into the crocodile enclosure will be asked to retrieve it. Oh, so maybe not so friendly. It's a harsh, alarm warning. Right. So how often do you see passive voices, or do you know what's the difference between active sentence and passive sentence? In Turkish we generally see, but in English let's differentiate them. So there's a quick refresher here. Talk in active voice, I do not. The elderly Yoda says. So it means that when do we see passive voice? Generally, we see them when some authorities are announcing something, just like in the signpost, when there's a warning. But do not confuse it with models. So this is more formal way of expressing yourself or an authoritarian idea or information. So so did you see that? I mean, I haven't, this is my first time I have seen it. It's being loved by me. I'm loving it. Is active. So can we say it? Of course it's not, because it does sound weird actually. Because advertisements like the McDonald's here is much more communicative, to the point. It should be direct, so that's why they use active voice. Another one maybe a more structural distinction. Active sentence starts with subject followed by verb, of course, and then comes the object at the end. An active voice is the one that follows a subject pronoun. So forget about these terms. Just have a look at the colors and then you can match them. Let's turn it into passive sentence. Dinner comes first, which is the object. Is, we should put is, because we need be forms. And the past participle, which is called the third form of the verbs. And then it's followed by, if necessary, by plus the real subject actually. It becomes the object, but here. A passive verb is the one that follows an abstract noun, and noun which has an action and that action is being done at the time. So me is the agent. We call sometimes by blah blah. We call that blah blah the agent, the doer of the action. So another one, this is a quick, just maybe a functional part of it. What two functions do these passive structures have? Let's see. The first one, the first function is when the object or action is more important than the subject. So we call them personal. So what do we mean by that? When we say that tea is grown in Rize, for example, it means that we don't care about who grows it. Only tea and its agricultural process is more important. Which means, and the second way of using it is when the subject is unknown. Unknown, nobody knows it, so we cannot use any subject. So let's pass around. Right. So here are some examples for you, already done for you. You can, by the way, you can see it in your books. Match the exercise 1 to 8 with the correct passive tense. This is just a quick revision of the tenses actually. All the employees had been informed about the meeting. Here, had been informed refers to past perfect simple. 2. Twitter is used for finding out the latest news. It matches with A, present simple, as you have already guessed, and it's written over there. The first social media sites were created many years ago. So this is so simple. That means simple past, which is C. Social media sites could be used to post negative comments. So 4 matches with H, because there's could model, and after each model there should come the verb be in bare form without any additional word nearby. 5. The students will be given new passwords for their online accounts. So it is age, will means future tense, simple form, and 6. Lots of comments have been posted, E, which matches with present perfect simple, and last 2. A FIV communications network is currently being developed and it will provide users with super fast services, which is B, present progressive. So interesting, a progressive tense or continuous tenses, we need another form of be, which is with ing, of course. And the last one, John was being interviewed when his mobile phone rang, which is D, past progressive, another continuous form. Let's have a look at more practice to widen your vision about that structure. These are already done for you. I want you, or you can change, you can do it on your own, but it's already written, the answers. Change the active voice to passive voice. So while changing the active voice, we use be form and past perfect forms.